Hey everyone, it is I, Nix. You ready to ramble? I believe Trump might be missing the G20. And of course, with that news, I thought it only appropriate to take a moment and show Trump what he's going to miss out on. I mean, Joburg, guys. Joburg. It's a ride. Join me. Let me take you through just a quick highlight on where we're at in terms of fixing Joburg for the G20. Because from what I can see, it's moving to Cape Town. Let's jump right in. Okay, guys, before we jump right in, psych, we need to make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Something ridiculous, man. Come on, 84% of you are not subscribed. Ish. No. We must fix this. Please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate the support. If you want to take it one step further, you can also become a member for $14.99 a month, which is the price of a small Coke. Actually, a small Coke is $15.99. So R1 off. Support me by becoming a member. Here is a quick reminder on when this whole G20 Joburg debacle started. 6th of March, ages ago. Ramaphosa tells City of Joburg to get its house in order ahead of G20. Ramaphosa concluded his speech, we'll all remember this, at the City of Joburg's headquarters by detailing his unhappiness with the state of the metro. Now, 23rd of June, a month ago, South Africa's richest city crumbling in plain sight because of poor maintenance and mismanagement. Large parts of Joburg's infrastructure needs to be rebuilt from scratch, as it was initially designed to last 25 years and has not been adequately maintained. Thank you for a fact we already know. Johannesburg Road Agency CEO Zwele Nyanthi, who described the agency's budget as a drop in the ocean compared to what is needed to maintain the city's road infrastructure. Yes, another fact we already know. At the moment, 2.8 billion has been allocated over 3 years, which is 930 million per financial year. And by the way, over 70% of that has already been allocated to desperately needed rehabilitation of existing infrastructure. I've read this article in detail. You know what doesn't appear? Speaking of the past theft, corruption, looting, and mismanagement. No accountability, nothing. Just facts about the problems, and woe is us, we don't know how it's going to get fixed. These are the problems. But nobody says, oh, we created these problems. It is estimated that at any given moment, over 400 traffic lights are not functioning across the city, and during extreme weather, this number can rise to 600. But don't worry, Trump and all the other G20 participants, because there will be metro cups at all the robots, just letting you fly by. Guys, that also means this is going to be the period of worst traffic for all of us, because on top of every other robot not working, we're going to have police barriers letting blue lights through left, right, and center. That's what that means. Good. Nyati explained, how's this? That the crisis currently affecting Johannesburg's road infrastructure is only a symptom of deeper issues that have persisted for years in the city. Thank you for another fact we already know. Is there anything new in this report? Let me ask Mr. CEO that. Do you have anything new to tell us? I'm trying to give Trump an update, and I just feel like I'm being a parrot. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Problem, problem, problem. So, some of the symptoms of a deeper issue includes inadequate budgets for maintenance because you stole it all. You gave it to your bucky-chucky friend contractors who haven't done a job in their entire life and only registered their company a month ago. What were you expecting? They're like surprised at the results of the problems they caused. Let me say that again. The ANC acts surprised about the consequences of their own problems. The symptoms of the deeper issues: dispute between city authorities and provincial government. Yes, that's because you guys literally don't know how to play together and share your toys. And here's the kicker: lack of skills. Funny that, because of the corruption happening in the Department of Higher Education. Oh no, another consequence of our bad governance and our mismanagement. Oh no, the result of years of looting and corruption. I mean, please, when do we start acting like adults? The city of Johannesburg estimates that it needs approximately 200 billion to repair its deteriorating infrastructure. I don't know, don't worry. Look in Cyril's couch. You could probably find about 100 billion there. It needs about 26 billion to halt the collapse of its water infrastructure alone. Wow. Welcome to Joburg, the city of G20. South Africa's richest province, Gauteng, is also unable to offer much help as it is facing a liquidity crisis, according to Finance MEC Lebogang Male. Woohoo! By the way, Gauteng province had to do an audit, a forensic audit, into the suspicious hiring of auditors. Crazy. Gauteng is expected to spend 527 billion over the next 3 years to deliver on existing services and revive the provincial economy. 500 billion. And that's over the next 3 years. I don't know if the ANC and Cyril and all them peoples have heard, but G20 is November. You got August, September, October, 3.5 months, guys. And we're about to get hit with tariffs. I mean, it's like they don't actually know how to do their job. Now let's look at something a little more recent. 24th July, South Africa's richest city crumbling in front of everyone's eyes. Except the ANC's, and definitely not Cyril's. So, it says the CBD has now become a prime example of poor conditions in Joburg. Many businesses we visited, being DA Gauteng leader Solly, many businesses we visited are heavily secured with reinforced burglar bars and solid metal doors. So, yes, Trump, I guess the ANC are not going to take you through Joburg CBD. But just so you know, that is the state of Joburg CBD. One electronic store had to install double burglar bars, and other stores use private security to protect their patrons. On top of the crime challenges, many businesses are struggling amid constant electricity outages, forcing them to spend thousands on fuel for generators. On top of that, many of the store owners are extorted by individuals demanding rent payments. There is also a lack of bylaw enforcement, and some vendors just operate and trade wherever they may please. Of course, we all know about Bree Street and the gas explosion that took place 2 years ago. So now, 2 years later, nothing tangible to show for it, but it's already cost us 200 million. So don't let them ANC come and stand up and tell us, oh, I don't know where the money for Joburg's rehabilitation is going to come from. Maybe if you don't waste 200 million rand on Bree Street, we could have used that for the water. It's called accounting. Where these folks come from. Now, here's a nice one. So I don't know if you guys know about all the sinkholes in Centurion, and they're just getting worse and worse and bigger and bigger. There's a massive sinkhole in Pretoria Road, Sandton. I missed this news. I did not know about this. Oh, and it was sinkhole caused the road to be closed in 2024. I'm a little late on this one. But anyway, the point being, it remains unfixed. Here's a picture on the state of Joburg. Ooh, this is what our roads look like, our pedestrian pavements. This is what our cop cars look like most of the time, G20 attendees. That's actually a very pleasant picture, I'm not going to lie. Please look after your personal belongings, phones and bags. This is the state of our walls and public toilets and just about every other thing. Yes, leakages and blocked pipes everywhere. Bring a mask. This is our sinkhole in Sandton. It's starting to look like a pool. In fact, it looks like the beginning of a pool development. And there's a car in said sinkhole. Just another quick look in case Trump and all the other delegates for G20 need further proof that this is a complete nightmare and that they should change their tickets to Cape Town. I'm telling you now. Okay, what's happening in this video? Let's take a look. This is when our Bree Street exploded. Yeah, take a look, guys. Cool. That happened 2 years ago. We have spent 200 million to date. And it still looks like this. Absolutely no progress 200 million rand later. Hashtag proud. Okay, that's a good start to your arrival in the G20. Here's a quick walkthrough. This was October 6th, 2024. I don't know. I feel pretty confident in guaranteeing our G20 delegates that it looks basically the same. Yeah, so we, South African citizens, and specifically the Joburg residents, look forward to welcoming our G20 participants, delegates, the delegations, the esteemed delegation of the G20 will be hosted here. I mean, before I close off, quick summary as to why Joburg looks the way it does, how they didn't see this coming, and the delusion that anyone has that we could fix this before G20 is beyond cray-cray. That, you need to get off the polls if you think we're going to fix this by November. So, bring a mask, because waste removal has dropped by 10% in 10 years. I mean, you saw the pictures. Waste, waste, and waste. And that's just being nice about there's worse pictures. Joburg's audit report, 23-24 financial year, says reasonable steps were not taken to prevent irregular expenditure amounting to 1.982 billion. Reasonable steps were not taken to prevent unauthorized expenditure, amounting to 2.755 billion. Welcome to Joburg, Africa's richest city, the city of gold. We be thy gold. So, material water losses, 2.9 billion. Electricity losses, 4.9 billion. Material loss of 52 billion was incurred as a result of an impairment of consumer debtors. Material losses of 2.6 billion were incurred as a result of a write-off of incoverable traffic fines and penalties. Billion, 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 billion. How interesting is this graph? In 2020, there was a surplus, an annual surplus for Joburg of 3.1, I think that would be 3.1 million. 2021, this is post-COVID, where many of us were struggling economically. Post-COVID, Joburg sits with an annual surplus of 3.7 million. 2022, 1.2 million. 2023, negative 1.1 million. 2024, negative 277,000. What the poop happened between 2021 and 2023? All these little mayors and what and coalitions change their leaders so often that it becomes near impossible to A, keep track of them and their corruption, but B, to hold them accountable. And it's and that's probably exactly the reason why everybody gets shuffled around like a bloody game of musical chairs. It's angry. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to be closing soon, but you have to know, employee-related costs increased because of unavoidable rebasing on salaries and allowances. Keep this in mind because I'm about to run the numbers past you. Joburg Water incurred additional expenditure due to reduced payment levels, i.e. collection of debt. City Power, reduction on collection levels. Bulk purchases, over expenditure is due to the budget being reduced by 2.8 billion. Bulk purchases reduced by 2.8 million. But there's the article, everyone's begging for more money. Finance costs. The over-expenditure is due, how's this? The over-expenditure of finance costs is due to interest on a 2.5 billion short-term loan facility from DBSA obtained in the current financial year. Shot. But you need like 200 billion to fix the city. But you're spending, which they are, I'll show you. Actually, it's here. Finance costs 26% of the budget. Net deficit percentage minus 76%. Deficit for the year. I don't even know how to mentally process those numbers. If I was an auditor and I saw that, man, I don't know, hey. Yeah, what do you do? Anyway, employee-related costs, 19.5 billion. It is a 10% growth on the previous year. 10% increase in employee-related costs. But you want 200 billion for bulk infrastructure. Your debt impairments is 41% over at 8.7 billion. I mean, other 13 billion. 2.9 billion on finance costs. But the highest number here, which really is always expected, 19.5 billion for employees. That's just a friendly reminder for all the G20 delegation that this is what you can look forward to. This is the state of Africa's richest city, brought to you by the ANC. This is Joburg, the city of gold, brought to you by the ANC and some really dodgy coalitions. And this is just Joburg. Tshwane is even worse. Yeah, and that's a major city as well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my ramble. Share the chaos, share the video, and then, of course, like and subscribe if you haven't yet. 84% of you are not subscribers. Come on, show me a little bit of support. I'm grafting here, guys. I'm grafting. And finally, I hope you have a great day. Drop a comment. Let me know if you think the G20 is A, going to happen in South Africa, or B, it will move to Cape Town. Or C, do you think it'll stay in Joburg? What are the chances? Anyway, clearly Trump's not coming. And don't worry, you're not missing out on much. Have a great day, guys. Over and out.